Gary, thanks so much for doing this.
Pleasure.
We're 2 weeks into this tournament and a lot has been said around the politics of these games. You've said stuff as well. I mean, what do you make of how things are going so far?
I think football-wise it's been fabulous, which is the most important thing. With all World Cups there are the things that will occur and it's a big event. Disappointing things, probably the difficulties that some teams have had with visas, etc. The Iran team not being allowed to stay in America and having to basically commute from Mexico. Obviously the referee not being allowed in, things like that. Bit disappointing. Ticket pricing, I think, even though FIFA will try and justify it by saying the stadiums are full, which they really do appear to be, and the atmosphere is fabulous, the stadiums have been brilliant, but I think the joy of the World Cup is all the fans being able to go to football matches. Now somehow they're finding a way. FIFA say, well, all the money or the revenue goes back into the sport. Well, whether that's the case or not, I don't think they can justify the ticket pricing that's big. People shouldn't have to take a second mortgage or sell their car to try and go watch a football match. So having said that, I think the absolute joy of this tournament has been the fans, and I think they can teach us so much. The harmony, everyone just wants to get on, and I think it's a message in life. And we talk about, you know, politics is not entering football, but I think politics can learn from football, because we've seen, you know, I've sat there at Times Square and I've sat and watched day after day. I just stand at the window and watch different fans all getting together, all harmonious, and it's joyous. And I think maybe football will save the world.
Yeah, maybe. You know, but you've said this as well before, that ahead of any of these sorts of major sporting events, whether it was Qatar or other World Cups, there is a lot of politics beforehand in the lead up to. But this is the first time that we've seen the host nation recently at war with one of the nations participating. We've seen referees, family members, players not getting visas, not able to come. Do you think there has been a level of double standards in terms of how we've covered this from the media and others, and how previous World Cups, like the one in Qatar, was covered?
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of people have voiced their concerns. We certainly have, and consistently so. I think I remember we did the same in Russia. We will, you know, it's 4 years after they'd invaded Crimea. You can talk about Qatar as well, and LGBTQ rights, etc. And this one the same. And then once the football starts, we tend to focus on the football. So I think there's been a lot of people speaking up about this in just the same way as other tournaments. No country's perfect, we know that. Everyone's got their faults, and that's highlighted before the start of the tournament. But the refreshing thing is that, for me, because I love my sport, I love football, the games have been really entertaining. The fan element that I talked about before has been fabulous. So, you know, there's always going to be issues, but I think most people now are just focused on the actual football, and that's a good thing. But I don't think there have been double standards in terms of the critique of things that have happened here. I don't think there's been much difference from other World Cups.
The Iranian coach said that they are the most oppressed. Do you think they've been treated quite badly?
I think they've been treated very unfairly. I did say one of my, I mean, I've covered a lot of World Cups, everyone either playing or broadcasting since 1986, and I can't remember going into a tournament where the host nation is at war with one of the competing nations. So that was a first. Well, you know, hopefully the peace deal holds, and perhaps because of the peace deal it might be a nice gesture if they allow Iran to stay in the country where their football matches are. So that, I do think that they've been unfairly treated, but they've shown great spirit on the pitch, and that's important for them.
How do you think England are faring? Because of course they're going to be playing Ghana tonight in Boston.
Well, cracking start. Really entertaining game, front foot football. The way I want to see England play, we were playing to our strengths, particularly in the second half. Trying not to get too encouraged, because I've got a lot of experience of being disappointed like every other English fan, but we've been knocking on the door in recent tournaments and getting close, and if you keep knocking, eventually, hopefully, one will open. Just hope it happens before I pop my clogs.
And the Tartan Army, they've been doing well as well. I was in Boston, and they'd basically taken over the entire city.
Yeah. I think they might have won the fan game.
They certainly sang the loudest anthem. I think they broke the record.
The Flower of Scotland is amazing. It gives you goosebumps when you hear it. I think probably the stars of the tournament in terms of the fans are the Scots, and you have to say the Norwegians with the oof. I think that we saw them out here. They were right on the steps there. Like, thousands of them doing it the other night. It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, fan-wise, Scotland doing great. Got a tough game tomorrow against Brazil. Even if they only lose by 1, they should probably get through. But fingers crossed, because we don't want them to go home.
No. Harry Kane on the verge of breaking your England goals record. Got mixed feelings about that?
No, not at all. Just really hope he blitzes it and goes. I mean, all records will be broken now because they've obviously changed the format of the World Cup, and there's, let's say, not as strong nations in it at times. So there'll be lots more goals scored. So we've seen Messi, we've seen Harry Kane, we've seen Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe all banging in the goals. So that's to be expected. It's a nice reminder to people. Everyone sees a graphic. It's a little reminder that I used to play the game reasonably well. So, no, I just want Harry to go blast away, score loads of goals, and because we'll need that if we're going to win the tournament. And I think he's the best English striker we've ever had. We
saw you on ITV the other night. How was that?
That was fun. It was fun. Well, I'm an ITV person now. I've got a new show coming out called The Box. And obviously I'm here with Netflix, and we're doing, this daily show here, which is so much fun. Glad you could come onto the set and see it. But going on to ITV was just, I thought, a bit of fun, and also I could to promote The Box and this show as well. So it was lovely to see a few people like Ian Wright.
I mean, odd for a lot of people who so used to seeing you on the BBC.
That's all right. I've worked for lots of channels over the years, and it was nice to do it, and I mean they're here just over in Brooklyn, so it wasn't that far to go. It would have been difficult to do it for the Beeb in Salford. It would have been a long trip there and back.
Are you keeping an eye on what's going on back home? Because we've got our 7th Prime Minister in 10
I did
years.
notice. I did notice, yeah.
A bit of a mess.
I mean, so to me it seems ever since Brexit, with I don't know how many prime ministers we've gone through since then, but yeah, I mean, obviously difficult for him, difficult for the Labour Party. It looks like, well, we're going to get a new prime minister. I suspect it might be Andy Burnham. I've met Andy a few times. Hopefully he'll go in there and try and galvanise our politics, and I think certain things we're improving on and stuff, but I think overall probably needed a change, but you can't just keep changing. Eventually you run out of substitutes.
Gary, really good to talk to you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.